In this episode of Lose.Live.Learn, I am diving into why I believe that the zero fucks given mindset is actually hindering your success, and it's hindering the success of other women rather than providing them with the confidence that they're looking for.
You're watching Lose.Live.Learn, the show which brings you real-life strategies to help you live your healthiest life, free from guilt, shame, and dieting. I'm your host, Melanie Knights.
Hey, welcome to episode 2 of Lose.Live.Learn. So today I am diving into a topic which I think is not only controversial, but obviously it involves the F word. So if you are somebody who really doesn't like that word, maybe doesn't want to watch this video because of that, but is still interested in the content, I would suggest going across to my website. Go to www.melanieknights.com/blog and you will find all the show notes there. So I'm basically giving you all the insight without as much of the profanity. But bear with me, because today I think this topic is very, very important. You have probably seen the phrase zero fucks given all over social media, right? And let's be honest, I probably give a double tap and a like to that when I see it on Instagram, because it does make me feel slightly empowered. However, I also think that the zero fucks given mindset is not providing the confidence boost that women are looking for, and I actually think it's hindering our success long term. The zero fucks given mindset, it comes across as a little bit aggressive, a little bit angry, right? It's almost like I just don't care, right? I don't give any fucks, I don't care. I'm not willing to even listen to what you have to say because I don't care. But I would ask you to consider, is this true? Do you really not care? Do you really give zero fucks? Because I don't think giving zero is the answer. I don't think that telling women that we shouldn't care what anyone thinks about anything is the right mentality. Now, there are going to be people watching this going, that's not what it means. Cool, I get that. But I also think that there are women out there who I have worked with and I have spoken to who really lack self-esteem, and they really have low confidence in themselves, in their bodies, in their choices. Now, telling these women that they should give zero fucks really isn't giving them the confidence boost they need. Because quite honestly, confidence is not something we either have or don't have. Our confidence is a perception of any given situation. And that given situation can cause us to feel small. It can cause us to have a negative reaction, feel negative, have a negative reaction or negative emotion, right? Most of our instances where we lack confidence, where we feel out of our comfort zone, intimidated, scared, fearful, anxious, it's the situation and it's our perception of that situation that reduces our confidence, right? You're not born with or without confidence. If that was the case, then it would be very confusing that at heart, at my core, I'm an introvert, right? At my core, I am an introvert, and yet I can come on here and talk to you because I have learned to build my confidence. I'm confident in my message. I'm confident in who I am. I'm confident as to, what I do, my job. I'm confident with my body because I've worked on that. I've learned to build my confidence and create this environment which boosts my self-esteem and doesn't knock it down at every turn, which unfortunately is what a lot of social media does, and is unfortunately where so many women are still at. I recently read an amazing quote which said, I think it was by Iskra Lawrence, which said that social media is a weapon of mass destruction against our self-esteem. And I feel like the zero fucks given mindset kind of falls into that. Because it's not about giving zero fucks. It's about giving the right fucks. It's not about not caring, right? I care about my loved ones. I care about you, the viewer. But what I'm going to care about are the people who are constructive to my life. I care about the people who are also showing up authentically. I don't care about the trolls. And more recently, I've had quite a few of them show up, which in my eyes means I'm doing something right. I don't care about the trolls. I don't care about the people who hide behind their computers and make mean comments and even screenshot my stuff and then write nasty things about me. That's cool. I block you and you disappear from my life. But I do care about the people who show up. I care about the people who watch these videos. I care about the people who give me suggestions on topics to talk about. I care about the women who come to me and tell me their anxieties, their fears. They're open and they're vulnerable with me. I care about those people. So I cannot sit here and tell you that I give zero fucks. The problem with zero fucks given mindset is that if you tell someone who has low self-esteem and lacks confidence in their lifestyle, in their choices, in their body, in their movement, in their food, I don't know, everything. If you tell somebody that they have to give zero fucks and they feel like they can't, they feel like they're failing before they've even got started. Right? We are all different. We are individuals, we are unique. We care about different things. We give fucks to different things, right? In the book, The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck by Sarah Knight, she talks about this in relation to your fuck barn. I have to say I love this book. I would recommend it to anybody. Again, if you don't like the F word, possibly not the best book for you to read, but you kind of get used to it. It's almost like you block them out eventually. But in this book, she talks about having a fuck barn. And in that barn are all the things that you are currently giving an F about, right? And she takes you through this process of deciding which things you are going to keep there and which things you are going to let go. And she breaks it down into categories. So I think you start with work, because work tends to be the one we're most frustrated about because it's an everyday occurrence, yet it's also the one that we feel like we can let go of things the easiest. Family, it's last, because it's the most difficult. People get upset and offended and all that stuff. Now, as someone who has very much grown up feeling like I don't give a fuck, it's really interesting that I sit here today and tell you that I don't believe in the mindset. And I don't. Because what I can see in my own personal journey is that in those times where I didn't give a shit what people thought about me, I didn't care what you think, I'm going to wear this, I'm going to do that, it was because I didn't really like who I was. I didn't really know what I wanted to care about. I didn't really know who I was and how I was going to live my life, and I felt like I was coming from a place of lack and scarcity. And so nowadays I can tell you that I give the right fucks. I care about certain things, the things that matter to me. If something is not aligned with my core values, then I'm probably not going to do it, and I'm not going to feel bad about it. So to those of you who are watching this and struggle with self-esteem or confidence, you don't need to give zero fucks. You need to give the right amount of fucks to the right things, the things that come back to your core values, the things that matter to you most. So if eating clean is not aligned with your core values, it's probably stressing you out more than it needs to. If working out 7 days a week because you're trying to achieve this ideal body stresses you out, it's probably not aligned with your core values. But if going to the gym 3-4 times a week at a time when it feels convenient for you, going for, 30 minutes because that's what fits in with your schedule and that feels good, that's going to be way easier to care about than trying to force yourself to do things that don't align with your core values, your schedule and your timing and all the other things that you have going on in your life. Because here's the thing, our meals and our movement are important, but it always comes back to our perception, our mindset, right? Our beliefs of what healthy means to us. What are we striving for? What are our values? Who are we? That's what makes up all of these choices. If you've been following me for any length of time, you know that my motto is #FPerfect. Perfect came about because I was tired of trying to portray this perfect, healthy lifestyle. I realized that my meals and my workouts, I was constantly trying to strive for this perfect imagery because I felt like I was on show. As a personal trainer and nutrition consultant, it feels like everything you do, especially when you put it on the internet, is that everything is on show and that you should put only the good stuff. Well, I stopped doing that at least 12 months ago, maybe longer. I got tired of trying to conform to someone else's ideal body image or someone else's idea of how I should eat or how I should move. I know that when I go to the gym and I work out for 15 or 20 minutes, some people would question that. I used to question that, right? Back in 2012, just 5 years ago, I was literally all or nothing girl. I was new to the industry, but I believed everything had to be all or nothing. If you weren't going to show up 1,000,000% at the gym, then what the hell is the point? Well, the point is because you're there. And I personally think that just getting there, putting your running shoes on and getting to the gym and showing up is part of the struggle. It's one of the hardest things when you don't feel like going for a workout and you do it anyway. Let me tell you, that is a huge accomplishment in itself. But F perfect is not 0 fucks given. F perfect is letting go of everyone else's idea of perfection. F perfect is about understanding that what you do is yours, that you can own your choices and show up confidently, knowing that what you decide to do is yours. Your body is yours. No one else gets to decide the rules. It's your body, they're your rules. So I want to give you 3 strategies that will help you to go from the 0 fucks given mindset to giving the right fucks. So I would encourage you to look at your core values. Note it down. I'm a big fan of journals. I'm a big fan of pen and paper, but use your phone app if you need to. Write down your core values. What makes up your personality? Who are you at the very core? Right? And I don't mean what other people think of you, but what you think of you. And then look at the things that you are trying to achieve in your health, whether it's weight loss, mental health, happiness, decluttering, incorporating movement, healthy eating, whatever your goal is. Look at those goals, look at those intentions, look at those things that you want to achieve, and bring it back to your core values. How can you align your long-term goals or the things that you are trying to do on a daily basis? How can you bring that back to your core values? And then from there, look at your core values, the goals that you're trying to achieve, the things that you want to implement in your life, but maybe you're struggling with. Well, what's the missing piece? Why are they not aligned? Journal it. Make notes. Why are they not aligned? Are you trying to overachieve? Are you trying to go in there thinking, I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'm not willing to ask for help? We can't do everything on our own, and asking for help is actually an incredible show of trust. Because when you show up and go, I don't know how to do this, I need help, people are willing to give you that opportunity. People are willing to help you. And you never know what you could learn or who you could meet. And also, when you know that you've been given advice by somebody that you trust, by somebody that's showing up and helping you, you are more confident each and every time you show up and perform, or make a meal, or go out, or dine out, or journal, or whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. So I encourage you to dig deep and find your core values. Figure out what it is you're trying to achieve that you're struggling with right now, and figure out what the missing piece is. Why are these 2 things not aligned right now? How can you go from 0 fucks given to F perfect without being angry, without being frustrated? How can you start to give the right fucks about the things that you really deeply, truly do care about? Because honestly, if there's something that's like a burning passion inside of you, you give a fuck about it. I promise you, you do. I grew up with a father whose mindset was, He was very, very sarcastic. And his mindset was, if he liked you, he took the piss out of you. Like, unbelievably. So of course my childhood was fun because he loved me. He was very sarcastic. He had a very dry sense of humor. On the flip side, if he didn't like you, he didn't talk to you. Now, I grew up with that. And after his passing in 2003, it was almost like I was trying to channel everything about him that I'd lost. And what I found is that it comes across as a little bit arrogant. And even more so when you're a woman. It's just the truth, right? Even more so when you are a woman who is young, it comes across as arrogance when you will ignore people or choose not to talk to people who serve no purpose in your life. The reality is, every single person I met or meet serves a purpose in my life. Whether or not it is positive or negative, I learn something from them. So whilst I may not like them, I may not like the person they are, I may not like their core values or how they talk about other people or their mindsets, it's not my job to like their stuff. It's my job to like me. It's my job to give enough of a fuck about myself that I can achieve the goals I set out. It's my job to be on board with who I am and live authentically through that. Because when you start to open up and start to understand that it's okay to be a little bit fearful of the things that you don't quite understand, that perhaps your confidence is not an inability to show up, but that you need to practice showing up, it will take you further than you can imagine. So that's it for another episode of Lose, Live, Learn. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you